Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Shining Through. Have you ever been so sure that something was going to happen that if somebody else said it might go a different way, you found yourself being defensive and proving that you're 100% sure that this is what is going to happen? I felt that way many times in my life when all the evidence pointed to one path. There was a time when I was a young teenage girl who, knew all the things and was right about what was gonna happen in the future. When I had this boyfriend that I was with for quite a long time, and then he went on a mission for my church, and I just knew that I was gonna marry him. I knew it, it was the fairy tale story, and I had my heart set that this was the boy. And at the time, my mother was married to a man who was very verbally abusive. And I remember this argument that we had where he was just so in my face telling me that there's no way I was going to marry this boy, that I wouldn't wait, that I'd find somebody else. And he just was so right that it wasn't going to happen. I remember this fire being lit in my soul where I could just feel the inner me looking him in the face and saying, "Watch me." Well, there was a phase where I really had a hard time letting go of this obsession I had that I was going to marry this other boy. And gratefully, my mother is no longer married to that man. And I'm no longer married to the idea of the boy I thought I was going to marry because God had a better path for me. Fast forward multiple years, and I am now very happily married to a man who is so much better for me. But I had to be willing to open and look at that different path. And it took some humility and some maturity. I found that while I was in college, I saw this same pattern happening over and over again, especially when I was thinking about what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And I'd have these ideas and think it all through, and I knew what it was. That was the right path. This seems the most logical. I'd pick a major and I'd start working on it. And then things would change and I'd have some new insights. There was a phase where I was so sure that I was going to help sex trafficking victims. I had a passion for that that I had never felt before. But as I studied and worked through trying to follow that path, it just wasn't the right one for me. Gratefully, God opened other doors and I ended up finding that same passion in helping people with addiction recovery. And then I even went on to get a master's in nonprofit management and help in the nonprofits that were helping with that addiction recovery. And I thought that I had found it. This is the path. This was the way. This is what God wanted for me. And it was a yes for a really long time. But then, as you've probably heard in some of my other episodes, it turned to a no. And I had an identity crisis that made me hit rock bottom hard. Gratefully, I was willing in that moment to not be right, but to do what was right. I walked away from everything I had built, all the dreams that I had of what my life was going to look like, because God said that there was a better path. And as I've walked on that other better path, I found coaching. And that has been transformational for me and for the people that I've been wanting to help in the world. I've been working since 2019, building a business, creating courses, connecting with clients, and doing these weekly podcasts. And it has been amazing. But my friends, recently, I felt that same pull to a different path. And when I started feeling that pull a couple months ago, I am not going to lie, I threw a little bit of a fit. I kept saying to God, please don't take this from me. I have worked so hard to build this and I love this. And I see that you've led me here. How can this not be the right path? Please, please don't take this from me. And on my knees one night, pleading with him in prayer, I just opened my heart and said, God, what do you want me to do? And he didn't answer the way that I wanted him to. Instead, I felt him say to me, do you trust me? I yearned for that confidence, that desire to do whatever it is that he wanted me to do. And I simply said, yes. And then, like the spirit was pulling me forward, I felt it say, then let's walk a different path. And in that moment, I committed to God that whatever the path looked like as it unfolded, that I would be willing to walk it. It took a lot of self-reflection, of true deep diving in my soul to get to that space where I really have been willing to let go of what I thought was the right path for me. But now I've been walking one step at a time, feeling Him guide me forward on a new path. Following those steps forward, an amazing opportunity crossed my path. I was going to a store to get some vitamins to help my body because I was still struggling with the aftermath of the miscarriage, another path that I didn't really want to walk. And while I was there, a woman saw the jacket that I was wearing, and it says The Chosen on it, which is a TV series about the life of Christ. If you haven't seen it, then please go and watch it. It's amazing. But she stopped me, and this woman said, I love The Chosen. And I said, me too. And we were talking about the different episodes. And I told her that my favorite episode is Peter walking on water, because in that episode, it captures the beauty of someone going through trauma and trial and how the healing process can transform us and bring us closer to Christ. And I told her that I'm passionate about watching that transformation in women as I coach them. And she stopped me and said, wait a minute, you coach Christian women? And I said, yeah, I help them find ways to overcome the struggles in their lives and create peace, hope, courage, and joy so that they can live a life that they love. And as she heard me talking about my passion, I saw her jaw just drop. And she said, well, I actually own a nonprofit that helps women in the community who are struggling. And I've been creating safe homes for them for years. And recently, God has told me that He needs me to help them have resources, to be educated, to equip them with what they need so that they can feel empowered to move forward. And God told me that He would send me leaders in the community that have a passion for this and that they could help me know what these women need. Do you want to come and help me? My friends, in that moment, I felt God's arms just wrap around the both of us, just beaming with His love and His light, bringing us together to create a better path forward. And I've been working with this amazing woman over the last few months, and it's been so eye-opening to me to see how God has planted seeds in many places in my life that are now blooming and blossoming into greater things than they ever could have been in the past. For example, one of the women that is very involved in the nonprofit that I'm now working with, she is a sex trafficking survivor. And her story is so inspirational, and it has brought up passions in my heart that I didn't even remember as I've been able to interact with her and create a structure in the nonprofit that will help her succeed at what she's doing to help other victims and survivors. I'm also being able to use my nonprofit management degree that I haven't dusted off in almost a decade. These passions from my past, the addiction recovery, the sex trafficking victims, the nonprofit management, and now the coaching too, they're all coming together in a better path. God is such a beautiful creator. He is able to weave things into our lives that are transformational in ways that we can never be able to do alone. But when we're so focused on thinking we know how to do things the right way, that we've figured out the best path, we miss these other opportunities. What in your life are you holding on to so tightly that you might be missing God's better path? Do you truly trust that He can honor what's important to you while also creating a better way? I invite you to get on your knees tonight and bring a willing heart to Him. Invite Him to tell you where your next path is, where you can let go and let Him guide you, trusting that He has been preparing you for this next path. Just like He has been preparing this path for me, He has been putting things in place for years. And even though I am so excited for this shift, It is vulnerable and uncomfortable and putting me in that growth zone that is pushing me forward and honestly maxing me out in a lot of different ways. But I am willing to walk this path and I want you to walk it with me. But my friends, I can't keep doing these podcasts every single week. It's been 82 weeks in a row and I've never missed one. And I can tell you, it has really been hard to keep that pace. It's been a running pace for me. And this nonprofit deserves quality time. And I am ready to help them learn and grow and become a place where Christian women can be educated, equipped, and empowered. And because of that, I will not be doing a group course this fall either. I've planned on it, I've hinted at it, I've told some of you that I was going to do it, but it's not going to work with my new schedule. It also means that I'll have less spots for one on one coaching. So if that fills up and I don't have any spots, I'll replace the purchase page with an application page. And then it'll be first come, first serve for when I have an availability. I'll reach out to you and let you know. But my friends, I can't just walk away completely. And gratefully, God has not asked me to do so because coaching is something that I am so passionate about. And I want to stay connected with you. And so instead of doing all of those other things, I'm shifting my focus. I will still be recording some podcasts, but they won't be every week. Right now, I'm going to try the every other week cadence, but if it doesn't work out, it might be once a month. We'll see how it unfolds. Also, as I've prayed and asked God what this next phase with my coaching looks like, I had somebody come across my path that planted an idea that I'm excited to try. For the first time ever, I'm going to do a group coaching membership. Now, this is a very inexpensive option where Christian women can come together and get coached as a group. I've done it myself before, and it can be so powerful to have someone else be coached and you learn about your experience along the way. It's also a beautiful gift to be able to get the quality of coaching for such a small fraction of the price. And because I'm not doing the group course or many of the podcasts, I'm going to be taking that same information and doing little mini lessons at the beginning of the group coaching so we can talk about that topic if we want to, or anything else that comes up in the session. We'll also have all of that recorded in a platform. So if you can't show up live, you can always go back and watch it. Or if there's one of those moments that you have a big aha and you want to capture it and remember it, you can go back and watch the replay. So this is the new exciting path that God is bringing me toward, where we can still learn and grow and connect together, and I can help this nonprofit. Some of those women are going to be getting sponsorships to be in this group coaching with us. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. And my friends, I want it available to anybody. So I'm just charging 20 bucks a month. I know that's crazy cheap. You're not going to find that anywhere else, but I just want it to be a space where we can come together and learn together. It's going to be amazing, and we need you there. So if you're ready to jump in to a new phase, a new path with us, go to thelightcoach.com/join and grab a spot. I'm only going to have enrollment open for a little bit because I want to make sure that we create a safe, unified environment. And if we have people coming in and out, it's going to be harder to create that unity. And so you can cancel at any time, but you can only join for the next few weeks. So go to that website and come with us, my friend, because we want you there. This new path has been exciting and vulnerable and honestly a little bit exhausting as I've been trying to figure out what it's going to look like. But I'm already seeing the new growth in me and the excited energy of the people around me, both in the nonprofit and the clients that are excited for this new change. I am willing to walk a new way. And I hope that you will find ways in your life to walk a new way too, whether it is joining us in our group coaching membership or another door that God is trying to open for you so that you can journey forward. He is providing a way. He is opening doors for you. And if you will have the courage to walk through one step at a time, I promise you that He has your back and He will help it be more beautiful than you ever could have imagined. It would be an honor for me to see that journey, my friend, and I hope that you will journey with me. But whatever your journey looks like, please remember this simple truth. This world needs your light. Never stop shining. Have a blessed day, my friend. Have you heard the exciting news? We are now doing group coaching where Christian women come together 1 hour a week. We do a little mini session and then we dive in deep and see how we can transform your life. It's only $20 a month. You can cancel at any time, but it's only open for enrollment for a short period of time. So go to thelightcoach.com/join and come hang out with us. I can't wait to see you there.